Hello and good evening and welcome to this 5th edition of Sketching Wildlife. And once again, thank you for all of your comments and suggestions, for your tremendous response to the series so far, but most especially for your almost relentless artistic endeavour, so much of which can appear at first to be dashed off in between lagers, but to the trained artistic eye, that underlying toil is very apparent, so thank you. Now, the request for this episode has come from Jade, who asks us, can we help her in the depiction of that most enigmatic British mammal, the stoat? Still considered in many places synonymous with, in fact conspecific with its stunted cousin, the weasel. Now, this misapprehension is most common in our more sophisticated metropolitan centres, where a knowledge of wildlife is considered Marxist witchcraft, and where biodiversity is most generally written off for tax purposes. These places don't have that deep folkloric wisdom of our rural communities, where every child from infancy would learn that a weasel is weaselly identified and a stoat is stotally different, whilst rubbing an eviscerated toad across their pox-ridden features and muttering darkly about milk. But we've all been to Suffolk. Now, the stoat, Mustela erminia, is a member of the mustelid family, a very diverse group of mammals across the world that includes otters and martins, ferrets and polecats, and badgers. 56 species across the globe, so it's a rich natural heritage, a proud pedigree that is carried by today's art animal, the stoat. So thank you, Jade. We'll begin. And we're going to start in familiar territory with that left eye. It's perfectly round. It's the roundest object in the animal kingdom. The right eye merely mimics the left. It has no originality. We're going to surround that with a stoatish face, a little black button nose, almost teddy bear ears, and already it has the appearance of domesticity, something a small child might cuddle up to. But that child would never wear gloves again and would always struggle with an A minor ninth, because pound for pound, this savage creature has a bite strength every bit as powerful as the South American puma. It can paralyse a horse, but chooses not to. Now, already we're deploying an important artistic technique called caricature or exaggeration, where we take a feature of the animal and we extend it to capture the very spirit of the creature. Now, what is the defining characteristic of the stoat? It is surely its sinuous and lithe body. So let's take that line and let's extend it just a little. Not to an absurd degree. We must still want to remain in the bounds of realistic depiction, that diagnostic black-tipped tail. Now, all mustelids lie very close to the ground. They have very short legs. They're adaptable creatures, and that is why in urban places mustelids are responsible for the great majority of skateboard thefts, not only to protect that soft underbelly fur, but to greatly accelerate their hunting speed. And there we are. I think you'll agree we've captured that restless energy in the stoat. We're going to put in the landscape around it. This is a recently herbicided agricultural field full of sparse weed flora, the occasional pebble, and here in the foreground, simply paralysed in terror and waiting to die, field mice, grateful to be eaten by this example of ecological perfection. And in this moment of absolute truth, we have everything that we need to say, look, that's nature. So thank you, goodbye, and we'll see you next time.